Welcome to Firearms of America. Today I'm back here at Shooters in Fort Myers, Florida, about to do the review of another Sig Sauer. Yes, and this is another P365 review, only this time, this is their extra large model. Well, it doesn't seem that extra large to me. I don't even know if it stands for extra large. It's XL models. P365 XL 3.7-inch barrel chambered in 9mm 12 capacity magazine. Let's put some 5 rounds through it and see what this thing can do. Luckily I still have some untouched targets over there, that little orange at the bottom. We'll try to hit that. So, Sig Sauer P365. Overall pretty decent gun, I like it. They do have a few different models. They have a SAS model, which is weird as hell. Don't get it, it's weird freaking sights, they don't work at all. They have a normal P365, which is pretty good for concealed carry. I like it. I did the review on it already. So let's see how this extra large model does. The magazine is pain to load. Just to let you know, the spring is tighter than... what's like super tight? Can't think of anything that is tight these days. But yeah, think of something that is super tight. This freaking magazine is tighter. It's only 5 rounds. I cannot imagine putting 12 rounds of. What the hell, man? Seriously. Holy cow. Okay, so I got 5 rounds barely. Almost broke my finger. Check this out. You have windows which show 5 and 12. So if you have anything in between, you're not gonna know. Well, whatever. I guess it doesn't really matter. Let's do some shooting. So I'll try to hit that orange at the very bottom. Okay. Very easy to load. I like the ergonomics, nice and slim. Reminds me of the new slim Glock models. I guess this would be Glock 43X competition, only with 2 extra rounds. Let's see if it's as good as the Glock 43X. Okay. Didn't like back on the last round. We'll do another shooting with it and we'll see if it does. It might be because it's brand new. But as you can see, the group is very, very nice and tight. And I actually got a request from some of my subscribers to zoom in on the target just so that you can see. Yeah, so you can see the group right here at the very bottom of the orange. That's all my 5 shots. Pretty good group. For 3.7-inch barrel, I have to say it does handle very, very well, because usually the shorter barrel, the shorter you go, the more recoil you have, because you have less of that barrel length, you have the less of overall gun weight, right, dimensions, to absorb that energy from the shots you fire, the recoil, right? Here is doing a pretty good job. The spring, I would say it's good, nice balance. It did not compromise too much on being too light. That's where you get too much recoil. But at the same time, it's not too tight where it's too hard to rack the slide. Overall, pretty good. But let's start the review with the grip. Okay, so we got our nicely ergonomically designed grip with some stippling going around, which is not too aggressive. But it does a pretty decent job. I like it. It feels good. I wish it was a little bit more aggressive. Not that big of a deal. Still pretty decent. All right. Nice defined beaver tail, which I like. So you can have your hand, palm going all the way up, nicely riding into it to have a proper grip. Right. You have your slide release, which is, let's see if it's a one-hand operation. Well, maybe with a round in it. Put 1 round in it and see if we can do it that way. Yes, one-hand operation. And the lock back on the last round. So you see it's kind of warming up now. We got our mag release, which is this little triangle right here, as you can see. It's not ambidextrous. And it also, to me, it sits a little bit too flat. I'm not a huge fan of the mag ejection. Not very quick mag replacement friendly, in my opinion. Just does not feels a little weird. Not a big deal, just me being picky, but it's a little, I wish it was a little bit more extended, and the same with the slide release as well, which is also, by the way, not ambidextrous. Again, not a huge deal, but just something for you to keep in mind. No serrations at the front of the trigger guard, but you do have your Picatinny rail 1913 accessory, light, laser, I don't know, whatever the hell you want to put on it, freaking horn, whatever people put on the front of their guns. But moving on, we do have our MOS, but here MOS, as you can see, we got our MOS plate. I am not sure how it is removed. Probably is removed from here with this little screw, or might be from the inside of the slide, which would be weird. Now, probably it's this one, and then it kind of slides out. And looks like by taking off the MOS plate, you might be taking out the sights as well, but I'm not too sure about that. Anyway, I'm not a huge fan of the red dots on the pistol, so it's really up to you if you want to put it or not. But the standard sights on this are really, really nice. Check this out. We have our 3-dot sights, and actually let me see if they are night sights. Oh yeah, yeah, and these are night sights, so awesome. Check this out. We got our 3-dot sights, and at the front, as you can see, it is actually nicely highlighted with the green, so pretty good. Let's put some 5 more rounds. And we'll talk about the trigger after that, because the trigger is pretty good. It's not my favorite trigger, but it's pretty decent. As you can see, one important thing that I wanted to point out here. Even with this ammo, you know, I wouldn't even say this ammo, because I have not had any single problem with any of the guns with this ammo, except the past 2 Canics that are reviewed on this channel. And I know people's gonna say it's ammo, but I shot this ammo already on probably 100, if not more, handguns, and literally the only problem that I had handgun with would be 2 Canics. So Canic, you guys need to step up your quality control. I don't know what happened. All right, 5 rounds, let's do it. Problems at all. Got a bullseye, so you can actually be very accurate with this gun, and a nice lock back on the last round. So check out the trigger. Trigger here is pretty good. As you can see, you have actually quite a lot of travel on the very first initial one. Very safe, familiar, nothing crazy over there. About 5 millimeters maybe, and then you have this unfamiliar, kind of hard to tell, and then a crisp break. So the first stage on the trigger is actually pretty good. Very easy to get used to. The second one, yeah, you see, it will take some time for you to get used to. It could have been better, this trigger, honestly, if the second stage was a little bit more defined. But something for you to keep in mind. Now, the slide itself, as you can see, there are serrations at the very front, serrations at the back. So overall, pretty decent. I mean, it's fairly small, easy to conceal. Because it is so thin, ergonomically, very nice. You can conceal it without any problems. You can probably fit it in the pocket for the most part if you wanted to. So pretty good ergonomically, but I'm not a fan of the trigger, and I'm not a huge fan of the magazines. Magazines are not my favorite at all, but let's put some last 5 rounds through it. Despite the trigger being a little bit unpredictable, you can still be accurate with it. Just make sure you practice. And looks like this thing is not very ammo picky either, so the only thing that is picky is this Canic that I have over here, which honestly I'm kind of becoming more and more disappointed in Canics. They used to be much better. So, all right, let's do it. And no problems at all. So, Sig Sauer P365 XL. Which one should you get? Should you get the regular or should you get the XL? I would say if you are more of a concealed carry, that's your main priority. So this gun is gonna be your main concealed carry weapon. That I would probably go with the regular one so that it's easier to conceal, it's lighter, it is smaller. But if you want something that handles the recoil a little bit better, and you might be, if you're a lady, you're gonna be carrying it in the purse, then probably XL would be better. You carry a little bit more rounds in the magazine. Plus you have a little bit less recoil, a little bit easier to handle. So the concealment is not that much of an important thing. Then in that case, I'd probably go with extra large, because why not? So let me know in the comments below, guys, what do you think about this Sig Sauer P365 XL? What do you think about this review? If you have any suggestions, any recommendations for reviews, drop them in the comments below and I will be happy to address them. Thank you guys for watching. This was Firearms of America. I'll see you guys in the next video.